Hello, and welcome back to another video talking about the different patches, bug fixes, and changes that have gone on with the latest Apex update. With this update, we have the Caustic Takeover Event, where we have all bunch of weird stuff going on, and quite a lot of stuff crammed into one event, really. We've got Caustic taking over parts of the map for unknown mysterious reasons, and we have weird stuff going on with the map with weird ring flares dealing damage to players and other things alike. We'll get straight into the fun stuff to do with this update, which are the changes to the map and some of the fun new things that are going on around the game. First of all, we have Caustic Treatment, which is Caustic's own special research lab that he has replaced water treatment with. It is supposedly to prevent the crash site fuel spill, but could be other stuff. With this, it has quite a few different changes to the area, a completely different building, and some new cool features within. Within the building, you will find a control panel that will react to you pressing it and will go ahead and drain the toxic liquid. In the center of each toxic liquid pool is a little capsule that will have gold loot inside. But obviously, if you stay in there for too long and the gas comes up, you will take damage. On top of this, with Caustic moving in with his own treatment, it has now caused Mirage's voyage to go somewhere else, as apparently the fumes were too much and cramping his style. Some excuse to get rid of it, I don't know. With the new event, we have quite a few different things going on. As I mentioned before, we have ring flares. These are random circles that will crop up on the map, slowly expand throughout the match, and will deal the same damage as the zone does, and it will also scale as the zone scales. Along with the ring flares, to counter these are heat shields, which are almost like the storm flips that were brought into Fortnite before, if you're into Fortnite. They will essentially, when you throw them down in the zone, in the dangerous part of the zone, they will flip it so you have a dome of protection. You will no longer take any damage from the zone, and whilst you're inside them, you will also heal at a 50% faster rate, and you will revive people 25% faster. But that is only when you activate the heat shields inside the zone, not when you are in the safe zone. To accompany these new heat shields, there is now a survival slot. So instead of the heat shields taking up a slot in your actual backpack, there is a spare slot for them to go in. This will also hold mobile respawn beacons, and these are staying in permanently, both the survival slot and the heat shields. So this means from now on, we will no longer have to sacrifice a slot in our backpack just to go ahead and have a mobile respawn beacon, because no one ever takes them. I never take them. And also, a new feature that this event has brought in is no-fill matchmaking. This is something that people wanted for a while. Pretty self-explanatory. You can go into a game without having to load in with a squad. Obviously, along with this event, we've seen the introduction of the new Bangalore heirloom and quite a lot of cool different skins that you can unlock along the way. Now, onto the changes and the patches and fixes and such that have been brought in with this update, which I think they've done brilliant with. First of all, we'll go into the legend changes. Caustic has been nerfed. Finally! Because I hate him. With every fiber of my being, I hate that fucker. Basically, his Nox gas grenade, his ultimate, instead of only taking 2.5 minutes to recharge, will take 3.5. And his Nox gas canisters, his tactical, will only do a flat 5 HP damage per tick, and always 5 HP, whereas before it was 6 HP and would scale up to 12 HP as you stayed in there. They decided to do this as whilst Caustic is obviously mained around his gas and zone control, it seemed a bit ridiculous that him and his teammates would not be affected, or at least his teammates barely, other than a bit of blurred vision, whilst the enemy team is completely sucking ass when it comes to health. Pathfinder has now been changed out of a low profile into a normal profile. Whilst he is a mobile and fast moving legend, and they like to give those guys a low profile, his hitbox is too big to be classed as low profile anymore, so he won't be taking that extra % damage. Gibraltar has now lost his ability to gain a 15% faster heal when he's inside his dome. Once again, another nerf that I am very much appreciative of. Horizon's black hole cooldown is now gone from 2 minutes to 3 minutes. That is the third nerf, I believe, on Horizon since her release. They are still trying to get her win rate a bit further down. Also, the length of her default finisher has been increased slightly just because it was a bit too quick. Revenant, this was more of, I feel like this was more of a fix than a change, because this should have been in the beginning. Now his silence will stop Mirage's and Octane's passives. So when Mirage is silenced, he will now no longer go invisible when reviving someone, and Octane will no longer slowly heal when they are silenced. Watson's passive has been changed. She now gains 0.5 shield per second, which is half of Octane's health heal, as apparently they thought her passive was a bit useless. Rampart has had a change that is very much welcomed. Basically, before, explosives would deal a straight 200 damage to her shields, her amped covers. Now it only does the normal damage that a grenade would do to a person. And same with her turret. Grenades used to do 175 damage. Now they just do the normal damage that they would to the turret. Weapon updates, and this is one of my favorites. The gold AR and gold LMG fully kitted weapons now start with a 2x scope instead of the disgusting 1 to 2x, which is lovely. Along with this, also the fully kitted weapons and the weapons that you get from care packages, you can now swap out the optics on them, take them off and put a different one on. The only one that you cannot is the Kraber, as that is stuck with its, I believe, 4 to 10 times, 8 to 10, I can't remember. The Wingman has been reverted once again and now has an extra bullet in each magazine, even its standard. The Hemlock has also had its hip fire spread increased, as it was a bit ridiculous being able to just fire at a hip fire and hit quite a lot of those burst shots up close. A few of the quality of life changes, once again some really nice changes that they've brought in. Across Kings Canyon, the wooden shacks now have a few more pieces of loot which are also coming in at a bit of a better quality. Spotted Lake, which was brought in this season, has now been reduced to medium quality loot instead of high. The crash site that Fuse brought in has now had its loot moved around, so more of the high quality loot is up in the ship. This way it means that will be more contested for the better loot in the area, rather than landing down at the places around it safely, getting the same loot as the people who have risked themselves going up to the top and then going and pushing them. Also, Caustic Treatment, which has replaced Water Treatment, has more loot than what Water Treatment does and remains high quality like how Water Treatment was. Another quality of life change is assists are now displayed in the normal games, and at the end of games, your kills, assists, and knocks will be displayed on your player card. A really, really nice quality of life improvement that has been added in is that when you are revived, as in fully brought back to life, not res from the ground, you have been brought back from the depths of hell, you will now be able to ping your death box. So instead of not knowing where your death box is or which one it is, as you're falling, you can ping it, find it, and get your loot straight away, as long as you're close enough. Also, really another good change that they have made is when someone is revived with the gold backpack, it will display the person being revived shield popping on their body again, a bit like when you pop off a shield battery or whatever, so it will show what color shield they're coming back with. This helps players prioritize who they may push if multiple people are being revived, so they know who is the lowest shield to get rid of, all kinds of stuff that can be applied to that, but really, really good change from Respawn. There's been a lot of tiny bug fixes changed with the legends that I'm not going to go into because there is quite a lot of them. They are just minor things to some little glitches with the characters and some things disappearing that shouldn't be disappearing. Nothing too major, nothing that will have been too noticed, but these are bug fixes that they've changed to obviously once again improve how the game is ran. And folks, that is all. These are all the changes, patches, and bug fixes that have been brought in with the Caustic Takeover event. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I've been smashing it on stream and I freaking love it. Other than dying at Caustic Treatment constantly, that kind of sucks ass, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this gave you the information that you needed, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.